Hello, and how are you doing? My name is Stephen Edwards, and welcome to this week's video blog. We're going to be covering two subjects today, the transition from T19 and T21 from Med 3000 to Wellcare, which my understanding is going to happen 2/1. And we're also going to talk about the SLPAs and the licensing supervision requirements. So let's talk about Wellcare first. Med 3000. Currently, when you request auth, they will backdate, and they will backdate to a certain period of time so you can start treating before you get that authorization back. Wellcare, on the other hand, does not backdate. So this is a warning that you should really get out of the habit now of backdating authorizations and starting to treat that patient before you have authorization in hand. So take a look at your processes and make sure that your processes are in line with not hoping that these MMAs will backdate, because historically Med 3000 and T19 and T21 always has backdated. But please think right now that will stop come 2/1 when Wellcare starts administering T19 and T21. The second thing I want to make sure everybody is aware of, there's different ways that the MMAs process Medicaid secondary. So we are only talking about Medicaid secondary claims. I'll give you examples of this so I can kind of explain it through examples. United Healthcare, let's say your contracted rate is $50. Currently, with the way Med 3000 does it, they process that secondary to Medicaid rate. So let's say little Johnny had an hour of service. United Healthcare pays you the contracted rate of $50. Assume there's no copay. So you get $50 from United Healthcare. The contracted rate, and that's for an hour of therapy. The contracted rate, Medicaid reimbursement, is $71.44. So if you sent that to T19 today, they would pay you $21.44. So the $50 from United Healthcare, the $21.44 equates to the contracted amount for ACA, which is $71.44. Okay, everything's good and how it's supposed to be. Some of the MMAs, Wellcare included, by contract, they do not have to give you the Medicaid rate. They can only pay the patient responsibility that is on the EOB. So same example, little Johnny seen for an hour, and you get a $50 check from United Healthcare with patient responsibility of $0, because under that contract for United Healthcare, you are paid whole. We send it to Wellcare, they pay $0 because the patient responsibility was $0. So that is a difference of $21.44. So as you look, and I'm not suggesting you micromanage, but as you look at your patient list and how long somebody is being treated, understand that after 2/1, if Wellcare keeps processing like they do today, you will not be paid that extra $21.44. So that might alter the length of time that patient is being seen. Okay, let's talk about SLPAs, the speech assistants. It started probably 8 months ago, where FLASHA was trying to change the way the supervision requirements are for speech assistants. And I've had a couple calls in the last month, probably about 4 or 5 calls in the last month, saying that they thought it had changed. It did not. The supervision requirements for SLPAs has not changed. You have got, the supervisor has to be on premises. It is not like a CODA or a PTA where they can go out in the community and treat. That is not the model for an SLPA. So what does that mean if you did not get the word and you have been sending a SLPA out in the community without a supervisor, or the supervisor has not been present inside the building when an SLPA was treating patients? That's really your call. I can tell you 100% certainty that you are against the licensure for that SLPA. And there are ramifications if you're ever audited and it came to light, or if somebody got, God forbid, somebody got hurt. You would not want to be put in that situation, because I think ultimately the SLPA will migrate into more consistent with the CODA and PTA, but that is not now. So if you do have a situation where you were not clear on the licensing requirements of supervision for an SLPA, and you were seeing somebody, or excuse me, that SLPA was seeing somebody without a supervisor present, give me a call. Let's discuss it, because in my opinion, you should pay that money back. Because that is not part of the licensure. So if you have any questions, or if you've been doing this, give me a call. Let's talk about it, find a path forward. But until somebody tells you different, as in ASHA or FLASHA, it has not changed. So please be aware that the licensure requirements for an SLPA have not changed. Get with me if you have any questions on either of the subjects that I covered today. I hope you have a great week leading up to Christmas. Get all your Christmas shopping done. Merry Christmas, and I will talk to you next week.